Okay, so this video is all about icebreakers. Icebreakers is simply just a way to get kids to feel comfortable when they first meet in the group. So, the kids come into camp, the camp director addresses the camp, the kids separate. If your camp's small, maybe you got 4 to 6 kids, then everyone in the camp gathers around, has a seat on the floor, and you're gonna pick a question to ask each camper, and ask all these questions if time allows. What I've found is, wind up maybe doing 2 or 3 because the kids really get into it. But the counselor should always answer the question first to model for the campers. So one that's really popular is, tell us 3 things about yourself. 2 of them should be true, and 1 of them should be false. And we'll try to guess which one is false. You could reverse it and say, tell us 3 things about yourself. 2 of them should be false, and 1 of them should be true. You could even simplify it and say, tell us 2 things about yourself. I kind of like that. Tell us 2 things. 1 is true and 1 is false. And so, the kids try to, typically you try to think of the most extreme story, that's happened to you, that's real, and then make up some other story that's also completely unbelievable, and see if they can guess. Okay, here's another one. If you were an animal, what would you be and why? Younger kids really like that one. Actually, we're looking at, these are all the younger kid questions. Number 3, what is the weirdest or grossest thing you've ever eaten? That would get lots of laughs from the little kids. If you were an ice cream flavor, which one would you be and why? What is the scariest thing you ever did? It's number 5. Number 6, if you could be any age, how old would you be and why? Not a great question, but the kids will respond. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? And that question is when you find out what extravagant locations these parents have taken their kids to. They always pick a place that they've been to, usually the place that they just recently went to on vacation. Okay, so here's questions for older campers, 10 to 18-year-olds. Again, the same thing is, tell us 3 things about yourself. 2 of them should be true. 1 should be false. We'll guess. Number 2, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why? Number 3, if you were to change your name, I like this one. What would you change your name to and why? What is number 4? What's the scariest or bravest thing that you ever did? Number 4. That was number 4. Number 5, if you could be any age, how old would you be and why? 6 is, what would you do if you had $1 million? That's a fun one. So maybe some of your students have $1 million, so they can tell you what they do with it. Number 7, if you were sent to live on a space station for 3 months and only allowed to bring 3 personal items with you, what would they be? If you had a time machine that would work only once, what time and place in history would you visit? I mean, some of these are really good, and you could even do these, you could break it up, do some of these one day, and then make up another activity a few days later where you do more icebreakers. It just, these really get the conversation started, gets kids feeling comfortable, but it can still be a fun exercise to do even after kids have gotten to know each other. So that's the end of this video, icebreakers.